Open on a rock, the Hound is having a snooze, and Arya considers smashing his skull in with said rock. He encourages her to do it, but she doesn't. Instead, they go for a horse ride, and Sandor tells her the story of how her sister was nearly raped. Cut to some Jedi Masters who are weighing up whether or not they can take Yunkai. They'll need the help of the Second Sons, an army of horny, vulgar, brutish fucking sellswords. But I reckon Danny reckons Dario is pretty sexy, so they might be able to cut a deal. Cheeky spank, angry Barristan. At Dragonstone, Stannis has a look at Gendry and says, yeah, nah, he does look a bit like me brother King Robbo, eh? Davos practices reading in his cell. Stannis visits and says, yeah, nah, I'll let you out, but don't question Melisandre. Davos instantly questions Melisandre, saying don't sacrifice Gendry just because he has King's blood. The Second Sons have decided they don't like Daenerys and plot how to kill her. Dario is the man for the job. It's a wedding day. Tyrion compliments Sansa, but ultimately shit remains fucking awkward. Shae storms out, cranky. Tyrion does his best to look at the positives of the forced marriage, and it's not that bad, to be honest. Cersei tells Marjorie the story of how House Lannister wiped out House Rhaen and had the hit song Reigns of Castamere written about them. Joffrey goes on to act like a big fucking bastard asshole for the entire wedding ceremony. Classic Joffrey. Melisandre puts Gendry on a bed. Shit turns fucking weird when Gendry gets leeches put on him to fucking suck out his king's blood. Stannis then throws the 3 leeches in a fire, saying the names Robb Stark, Balon Greyjoy, and Joffrey Baratheon. Leeches explode. Back at the wedding, Joffrey says it's time for the bedding. Tyrion and Sansa just aren't ready for that, so Tyrion tells Joff to stick the bedding up his ass. Tywin breaks up the fight. Returning home, Tyrion is maggoted and pours another drink. Sansa starts to undress, but Tissa says, nah, yeah, fuck that, who am I, bloody Littlefinger? Nah, I'm not a creep. He passes out on the bloody couch. Daenerys is having a bubble bath. Dario breaks in, but only wants to have a chat. He chucks the heads of his buddies on the ground and says, I'd rather work for you. Already, this job is looking perky. Tyrion wakes up with a ripper hangover. Shae can tell there's been no sex on the bed. She should be a little less cranky, but she's mostly still always cranky. Finally, Sam and Gilly are attacked by a White Walker. Sam gets his ass kicked for the most part, but makes a comeback when he uses his dragon-glass dagger to stab the White Walker in the back. The pasty motherfucker shrieks and crumbles into tiny pieces. Fuck yes, Samwell, fuck yes. Sam grabs Gilly by the hand and they leg it into the dark of night. End.
Hey little sister, who's the one you want? Hey little sister, shotgun. It's a nice day to start again. It's a nice day for a white wedding.
The standout players for me this episode were Tyrion and Sansa. Peter Dinklage and Sophie Turner have been in need of a juicy plot to sink their teeth into this season, and since the episode where Tywin demanded this marriage, I've been keen to see how two people that should absolutely not be together will cope with fucking being together. I remember this being a surprising turn of events in the book and enjoyed the Sansa Tyrion pages immensely. Not to sound like too much of a book wanker, but nah, I did. And you know, not in a fucking seedy way either. In a way where it's like, well, we've been fucked over by duty, but let's at least try not to make each other's lives fucking hell. Jack Gleeson as Joffrey had plenty to play with in this episode, and that was great. He definitely knows how to be a supreme villain. Every detail from fucking walking Sansa down the aisle to taking Tyrion's footstool was just delivered perfectly. Perfectly because you just want to knock the little prick out. My other favourite scenes were the one between Stannis and Davos. Davos never stops dropping truth bombs, it's bloody sweet, and Stannis needs that in his life. The way this was shot is actually kind of cool too. Like Stannis was imprisoned as well, bloody sweet, because he kind of is imprisoned when he doesn't have Davos around to bloody help him see reality. I also liked this moment between Cersei and Marjorie, as Cersei tells the story of how her family wiped out an entire bloodline. Oh, fucking sorry. She tells the story of how her family wiped out the bloodline of House Rhaen. Natalie Dormer works hard to make sure Marjorie doesn't show any fear as well. Just like, oh yeah, no worries, bloody beautiful story. Loved it every step of the way. The Tyrells better stay in line or they're fucked, essentially is what Cersei is on about. And lastly, with my favourite scenes, I love this little hero moment for Sam at the end of the episode. His journey from craven to brave is developing nicely. In fact, it's a big step for him, killing a fucking White Walker. No one has killed one of these wankers in bloody yonks. And it's a lovely little touch that he did it saving the Sheila that he's clearly got a mega crush on. I mean, he always looks like he's got a face that's hiding a boner when he talks to her. The episode is called Second Sons, and on a surface level, look, you could say that's what it's about. Dany trying to recruit this army called the Second Son. Tyrion, who is a second son to Tywin. He's married again, which is a big deal for him because his first marriage was a bloody disaster. His first marriage was basically a trick, and Tywin got him to watch his wife get by Tywin's whole army. So yeah, no. This is a big moment for Tyrion. You can understand why he gets bloody maggoted at this second wedding of his. Stannis is also a second son, and he makes a couple of big decisions in this episode, letting Davos out, and also has a big moment throwing leeches in the fire, presumably casting some bloody dodgy spell to kill Robb, Joffrey and Balon Greyjoy. Look, this episode is by no means groundbreaking, but it is lovely to see Dinklage in the spotlight, and the director Michelle McLaren really has a bloody mint visual style. So bloody look, that's it. Look, I stumbled my way through this review, so I'm feeling a bit fucking off today, but hope you still enjoyed it. Sorry about that sneeze, I gotta wipe the snot off me fucking pop filter now. Anyway, have a good one. Cheers.
White wedding.